Hello and welcome to Althea Suite. Today we're going to take a look at service calls. In this session, we're going to look at our employee setup as well as our settings. So the first thing I'm going to do is come to my employees and we will create a new employee. We'll give this employee a name. We'll say service technician. And then for our purposes today, I'm going to skip all the way down to the bottom of our employee creation page. So our checkboxes here will determine how, when, and where this employee can perform services. So our checkboxes on the left here, we can see can deliver orders, can perform on-site services. So I'm going to click that. Then the next checkbox is whether they can have appointments. We will want that checked. Whether they can perform all services, we'll want that checked. That's simply meaning whether there are going to be some services that, for example, they cannot perform. So if they can perform TV repair, refrigerator repair, dishwasher repair, but they cannot do washer dryer repair, we would unclick this and we would actually select the services that they are able to perform. So we're going to say that they can perform all services, can see all repeat services, and then lastly, we are going to input the maximum services that this employee can perform in a day. We're going to say that they can perform 5 services, 5 service calls, and beyond that, we will get a warning if we try and schedule any additional services there. Then finally, we can assign them to a specific warehouse. We'll select the service technician truck and create. We have now created our service technician here. Now, the second part of setting up for service calls will be to come to our settings, and then we will go to our service call settings. So the first thing we'll decide is whether we want to create a calendar schedule for each service call, or if we'd like to add service calls to a daily queue for the tech. This simply means whether we want this to be an appointment on our calendar, or it will simply be a queue that will continue to build until the tech reaches that maximum number of services they can perform. Then we can decide whether or not we want the system to auto-generate trips for us. So our service call trips, whether we want those to be created automatically. And then the next portion is about the deposit. This will be whether we want to be able to receive a deposit for service calls, as well as whether that deposit is going to be required for service calls. So I have it set up right here to yes, enable deposit in service calls, and then I can decide whether or not that is going to be a required deposit with the second checkbox here. Then finally, the default service call deposit. This will just be the amount that the deposit is defaulted to. So we could say $100. We could say the default is 0, and this will just be what populates when we go to take a deposit. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your interest in Althea Suite.